gonna back over to Tolan. Tolan, where are you?
Tolan, at this point, doesn't know where he is. He is not crying as in like weeping as much as sort of just tears of despair going down his cheeks as he finds himself back in this alley. And he sort of takes stock of his surroundings, and he's in a trash alley, sort of leaning against this dumpster, sort of in the runoff from water, or probably not sewage as much as just rainwater, dirty rainwater, sort of back alley type things. And he kind of finally looks up and comes to himself. And he's not sure how he got here. This guy still seems too close. The wall's too close. It's like the world is closing in on him, and he's sitting down sort of in this, his coat has now gotten damp all the way through. And he knows he needs to find his way home. But for the life of him, he doesn't have his bearings or know where he is. He's lost his hat somewhere along the way. He finally tries to get himself to stand up and probably puts his hand against the wall and then slips and sort of falls back down. He's not as young as he used to be.
Could you roll me an intellect check, please?
Sure. On a 4.
Okay. You hear this before you see it. And you recognize this voice. But this is a kind voice. This person does not see you. But you see the cats first. And you can see Aggie strolling along this road. You're in like this alley, so you're sort of looking out, and you can see her going just like, come on, as she sort of shifts around them. Do you say anything?
I'm gonna roll for it.
Mm-hmm.
No, on a 6 he doesn't. He sees this woman and these 2 cats, but he knows he should recognize them, but he doesn't. At the state he's in, he can't bring his thoughts together to call out for help even. And he struggles again, trying to sort of get himself back on his feet. I think the alley is kind of sloped a little bit, so it will drain down the center. And it's slick. And so he tries again to sort of get himself pushed up off the ground, feeling his age, feeling this just exhaustion. He was out of spoons before he even left the house. And after the encounter with Deacon Marks, pretty much all that's resonating in his head is go home and never come back out again.
I also left my decision up to the dice. And you sit there for a moment, you watch Aggie pass, and then you hear a purring as Jemima sort of bumps her head against your knee, just knowing it's you, just rubbing herself up against your leg, as she sort of looks up at you. And you hear this old woman's voice. Jemima, where are you? Like, as there's this almost shrill voice ring out, and you see Jeremy, this other bit more rotund cat, around the corner, dart up towards you again, almost like it looks like Jeremy feels like he's missing out on affection, if anything. And you see Aggie round the corner, shopping bag in her hand, and she just looks at you.
I think she probably sees Tolan. He was looking down at these cats who he couldn't place. And so she just sort of seeing the top of this figure, and this shadowy figure in a long trench coat, and he looks up and would see sort of his roomy eyes, his hair even more disheveled than normal, probably some dirt on his face from where he's leaned against the wall, coat ripped, perhaps even when he slipped, maybe a small cut or something on his leg. And he looks up. Aggie?
And as you say that, her shopping bag drops, and you definitely hear something break. But she walks over to you, and it's not far for her to kneel down. She's very small. But she immediately sort of pushes your hair out of your face and holds it there. Oh, sweetie, what happened?
Don't look at me.
Get up. We've done this before, get up.
I'm not sure if I can do this again, Aggie.
She pauses, and then she reaches out with her other hand, with her foot pushing these cats out of the way. You're going to do it again. Now get up.
They'll never forgive me. I'll never forgive myself.
Tolan Falk, when I say get up, you get up. Now walk this old lady home. Come on. And she holds out a hand to you, taking it off of your face.
But what for? What's it all for? I might get another good day, another good month, a year.
And she just stares at you. The good days are worth it. What about Averick?
I ruined his life.
And he still comes round and calls you friend. What about
Guilt.
me? I'm not here out of guilt. I couldn't give a damn about guilt.
I don't know. Why do you come around, Aggie? You've never once, in the years we've known each other, ever even asked. I have people on the street who yell out at me and ask why. How could I do this to them? How could I do this to the city? How could I do this to myself? You've never asked. Why?
And she again pauses. And smiles. Because that's not what I see. I'm not going to listen to a headline, a newspaper, a jumped up churchgoer. I make my own opinions. In the time I've known you, you try to fix things all the time. My things, for free. You walk me home, like you're going to do in a minute. You keep me company. You make tea. I was so alone before I met you. I had a husband once. Not anymore. And then I was on my own. You've been good to me. And I don't see an ounce of what. And you just see her sort of close her eyes for a moment. And she doesn't say the name of what he sees in you.
You should.
But I don't.
Well, then you're...
A daft old lady, yes.
I was going to say that.
I know.
It was worse this time. I got lost.
I get lost all the time. That's why I have these two, and you sort of see these cats that have just sat by her feet, which are right by yours. That Matthias boy, he knows what you did. He didn't turn and run.
That was a grudge against his brother.
That's what you're going to put it down to?
I don't know.
Lots of people have a grudge against that man. I don't know. I've never spoken to him in my entire life. You can see on her face that is a massive lie.
Yeah. Of course not.
Are you going to walk me home or not?
Of course. Of course, you're right, Aggie. A daft old lady needs someone to walk her home.
I do. I mean, I don't even... And she sort of looks around like, I don't know where I am now.
Well, won't we make a pair?
And she offers that hand again.
You know what was the frightening part?
What was it, sweetie?
I didn't want to be found.
And she leans in. That's why I'm here.
Okay, then. So.
Come on. I have tea and biscuits at home. Also, I found a thingamawatts that I need you to look at.
Yes, Aggie.
Some very tall man sold it to me. Lovely chap. All the way from Valadris.
Oh.
You can stay at mine tonight. It's not optional.
Thank you, Aggie.
Come on, I've got old bones. I can't stay out in the cold this long.
Yes, Aggie, of course.
That's it, Alziop. And she sort of pulls you.
And he gets to his feet. Let's get you home.
Yes, let's. Come on, you two. And these cats sort of quickly home in on both of you.
Home, Jemima, Jeremy. I think you know the way better than any of us.
And they do. They lead the way. And they walk you back to Aggie's. In fact, you weren't far at all. And she fumbles with those keys. 1, 2, 3, 4 keys. But she opens it. And the cat's bound in very quickly. The clock isn't working on the side wall. And she bustles into the kitchen. This tiny little kitchen, which I'm not quite sure how she inhabits. Get the tins off the top shelf for me, would you?
Yes, Aggie, I've got them. And as he starts to see familiar things, sees this crazy old lady who took a chance and didn't give up on him so many times. He pulls the tins down. And goes and pulls up 2 chairs at the little table. Starts setting out the cups. Just sort of sits and waits because he knows that's what he needs to do, and just, I think, probably looks out the window at everything that is so frightening to him right now outside. But for a moment, he's safe.